Welcome to the Southern Oracles. I'm the Childlike Empress,
And this is the Orin.
and today we're doing a general reading for the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. So if you fall within this element, just take whatever fits your situation and don't worry about the rest. So to start, the first thing that I see is the Fool card right here. Okay, so for the Fool card, especially because it's the first card in the reading, it signifies that there's some type of new beginning, or there was some kind of restart. That's what I'd say, some type of redo. Maybe some people who were married got back together, and I say that because you've got the Fool card as the head position, what somebody's thinking. Justice is the heart. And this is past, present, future. And then what they did about it was the Three of Pentacles usually has to do with teamwork. So in the past, there was some type of redo. Maybe a couple that was married or tried to make it work. That's what I see. Yeah, they tried to give it a second chance, another start. Okay. In the present, you've got the Hanged Man. So now,
Well, although in the past, I see that it could also be that you feel like you have felt like getting a divorce. No.
Yeah, because his hands are up in the air, and it's kind of like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
But maybe
There's a balancing with all three of those cards.
Right.
And you can see the Fool with his juggling, the Justice with her balancing, and then the Three of Pentacles with his pentacles up in the air.
Yep.
It's like a balancing with all these cards.
Yep.
It's juggling.
Yep. So let's just say that it wasn't an easy relationship. There was some good, there was some bad, but there was a lot of things going on. But you decided, or one of these parties, whether it be the Queen of Pentacles or the King of Wands, or both of them, decided that they were going to come back together. They were going to work together. In the present, you have the Hanged Man, which has to do with, in this one, I have to say, and I'm not just saying this, it doesn't feel like a new perspective. It feels like the person feels stuck. And I'll say that because his leg is chained. He's upside down, and I know sometimes it means that the person's seeing things from a new perspective, but it doesn't seem like something that he necessarily wants to do. I feel like the person feels stuck, maybe by the decision that they made, by the choice that they made, because they're chained to it. But it usually doesn't mean a perspective. So the present, you have somebody thinking about something, maybe changing their perspective on it. Maybe they changed their mind, and they feel like they might not have made the right decision. Or they feel like they had to make a decision, or this is the present. So maybe now, whether it's the Queen of Pentacles or the King of Wands, the person has changed their mind about the decision that they made to stay. And I think that has to do with this security and stability, again, with this Justice card and the Ten of Pentacles, because every card tells a story.
Well, see, what I see in the present is it's almost a now or never type of feel. It's like they juggled it, they weighed it out, their options, and they're like, no, it's either now or never.
Right. Or it could be just like, this didn't work. This isn't, I see something like this isn't working. Somebody in this position,
because he looks like he wants to, he wants to leave the stability. Look at the stability.
This one right here?
Beneath his feet.
Yeah.
And then he's going off, and now he's unhinged.
Right.
You see that progression from being ultra stable,
right,
to now being sort of unhinged.
Right. Well, with this person, they're thinking about, I think, the decision that they make, because this was the heart space, or decision that they want to make, but it has to do with their stability is very important to this decision. And I think that it doesn't have to do with this person that they might be with, this King of Wands. And I say that because here in the future, in their mind, because we're like, okay, well, what's going on in their mind, you have the King of Cups. So here's, again, this middle, what's going on. And then the way I read is I use these two cards to clarify whatever this middle card is, because this is what's going on. This is what it is. So if this is their perspective, and you've got the new beginning, and then you've got the King of Cups. So the reason why they have to make a decision is because either, or it's not even an either. For me, it becomes clear that they have to make a decision because they don't necessarily want to be with the King of Wands. They actually want to be with the King of Cups because that's the person that's occupying their thoughts. And this perspective change, or this, that they have. That's their choice. This is this internal fight that they have in their heart. And I think the reason why is because this other person is King of Wands, who is actually the center of this reading, or excuse me, the important person in this reading, one of them, is what they've built up a whole life with this person. Again, maybe they were married, maybe they were in a long-term relationship. Sometimes the Ten of Pentacles can talk about that, home, family, security. And then the Three of Pentacles talks about something, two people working together. So they may have a family, they may have children. They may have built up wealth and assets together. And this person really has to think long and hard about walking away from all of that, or even choosing something else. Even though I'm going to jump to this card over here in the High Priestess, even though their heart is telling them to choose love, I think. I say that because you got the High Priestess as their heart space, and then the reason why their heart space and the thoughts on their heart space is the King of Cups.
See, I'm seeing it from a different perspective. I'm seeing with this Two of Wands in the middle. This is a quote from the Lord of the Rings, when he says, "Not all who journey are lost."
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like this is just a person who wants to uproot. Not so much even for love, they just want to uproot for adventure. See how that the High Priestess is almost floating, and the Hangman is, floating. The Fool. It's almost like they just want a new journey, They don't want to be tied down anymore, and it doesn't have to necessarily be tied down to a person.
Right.
Maybe they live somewhere their whole life, and they're just like, I want to move somewhere different, somewhere where that has their heart. Like, I've always had an affinity for Paris.
I've always been with this King of Wands. Maybe I just want to follow my heart and do what I love, because the King of Cups could easily represent that, especially with what this is all about, being the Page of Cups. It could just be this person saying, I just want to do what I love. I want to live my life the way that I want, that makes me happy, that makes me feel good inside. It can absolutely mean that. But in order to do that, just to show you guys the last card, which kind of ties it all in for me, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is, usually they'll say it's the slowest moving knight in the deck, and that might be true. But the way that I'm seeing it in this reading is, I think this particular card came out for a reason. Not necessarily it symbolizes two things. That this is the earth energy that's looking to move, or is feeling torn, to me. And then also, if you see the Knight of Pentacles, he's looking one way, but his horse is walking another way. So he might want to look towards the future, and he might want to go towards the future, but ultimately he is walking towards what he knows and what he's been in. So right now, that's in the future, that's where this person is going to be. Even though their heart is saying, hey, follow your heart, their head might be saying it's a choice between what's right, or what this person believes is right, or what their heart wants. Now that could be following their heart and living their dreams, the things that they love to do. And it could, what they think is right is staying with their family and taking care of them, because that's what they understand is right for them, or right, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, and that's for some people. And I think for others, I do believe there's an actual journey, maybe moving across the country, moving halfway around the world.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a couple who's like, they've done this already. They raised their kids. They've, had the white picket fence, and now they're like, you know what? I've always wanted to live in London. Let's move to London. I see a life move, like a freeing, like we're retired.
Right.
Let's move away.
Right.
If this is a couple who is not so much about the third party, or it's just a couple who's together, is like, let's do what we've always wanted to do.
Yeah, like there's a movie, Revolutionary Road. In one part of it, Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet are just, she has this idea to move to Paris and he gets on board, and they're both just very excited and into it, and they're just like, let's just follow our hearts, let's just do what we said we were going to do. It's like that. And it could be like that, because you've got the Fool where they change their mind. They're like, you know what, let's just do what we love, let's just go for what we love. It's different, it's not a path that we're, you know, familiar with, but maybe it's our destiny, maybe it's our fate, maybe that's somewhere that we're being led. Maybe they feel like they're being led to do that, but they have to make plans in order to make that happen. It could absolutely be that kind of reading. Again, the reading is general, and this could be what a King of Wands and a Queen of Pentacles are going through right now. Maybe a more secure couple who are not going through any pain, because there's not necessarily any pain there. It
could be that, you know, we have the finances,
right? We have the money. You know what I mean? They're on the same page if it's going that way, and they just have to make the plans.
A decision they've come to lightly,
right? Yeah,
that's what they're saying to me. You did not come to this decision lightly.
Yeah.
You're just ready to move on. You're done with that part of your life.
And then you've got the World here clarifying for the small deck, so that could very easily mean traveling and experiencing new adventures. It absolutely could. That, you know, bring joy to your heart. The Page of Cups being here, so yeah, you know, that definitely is a great interpretation. But if any of this,
well, we did clarify the last card.
Yes, we did, and that's why.
Okay, but it's desperate jealousy, it's the reunion, and it's the Gran Signore, with the Joviana Fanciulla, meaning it could be somewhere that you met before. You know, like you're like, oh, we met in Paris. If this was a journey one. Right. If you just wanted to move somewhere, you're like, oh, when we were young, we fell in love in Paris. Let's move back there. We've always loved that city. Right. You're desperate to get back there.
If you are a part of the group that is stable, you guys feel financially set, you guys are working together, and y'all both have the idea that let's try something new, right? Let's let fate take us, or we're being led, or you feel like you're being led to do something different, then that could be the message for you. Let's do something different. Maybe go back to
a place where we got married.
Yeah.
You know, or something similar to that effect, or something we've both had an affinity for our whole lives. Right. Now we have the money. We're secure. Right. Our kids are grown. Right. We're gonna follow our heart and do what we want.
Yep. That could definitely be it.
And we're gonna travel the world.
Yep. Now, if you're part of the other group,
the first group.
Again, I feel like, and I don't do that 3-person third party nonsense that doesn't usually come across in the readings for me, but it comes across here, because again we have the Gran Signore, which in this deck, the Sibilas, is the King of Cups. Again, you've got him in the center, as basically anything in the center for me is what it's about, clarified by desperate jealousy and the reunion. The reunion card. La reunion. Yeah. So you got him in the middle of all this turmoil. So on the one side of him is desperate jealousy and anger. So a lot of squabbles. And then on the other side of him, you've got being with him.
Yeah.
And if you know, on the overall of the deck, you've got Giovanni Fanciulla. She's his counterpart. So if you got these two together and you got reunion, you've got somebody on the outside. Let's just put it that way. And you've got this Knight of Pentacles looking.
Well, she could be desperate to get back to him.
Well, but it's jealous. It's an anger. It's like an anger.
I know, but you can also read it.
I guess I could. I could expand the meaning to say that she just feels like very unhappy and miserable because she's not with him. But I would say almost like the reason why she feels like, or this card is clarifying this Knight of Pentacles who's slowly but surely looking towards the future, even though his horse is walking slowly towards the past. Or it isn't moving at all. As a matter of fact, it's stuck in the past. Because what they truly want, what their heart is leading them to, is this King of Cups, this Gran Signore. But the desperate jealousy, or disperato jealousy, it could be, you know, unhappiness and anger and kind of misery. It could be that. Or it could be this person who's on the outside of these two who doesn't like that this person wants to be with this person or longs to be with this person. And maybe that's why this person is having such a hard time. Maybe they're like, well, I don't really have the right to feel this way. Maybe that's why they have such a hard time making a decision. They feel like the right thing is the past, even though maybe the best thing is the future. The right is pointing, or the left rod is pointing towards what they feel is right, what they feel is just. Maybe it's more of a morality issue, and it's just what they feel like they would want, how they would want to be treated if they were in that situation. Because sometimes it really is that simple. Maybe they love someone else, but they're with someone, and so they're going to do the right thing by the relationship that they're in. And even though they want this, evidently the horse is turned towards the past. So for right now, because nothing is set in stone, this person is going to do what they feel is right. That's what I see. Because the choices have been made. It looks like just because of the Knight of Pentacles is at the end, and he's turned towards the left post, not the right one. So,
no, both.
Well, yeah, he's turned. This is where he wants to go, but his horse is his body's still facing this way. So even though he's thinking, hey, I really do want to go back there, he hasn't changed the way the horse is walking. The horse is still walking towards the past, and so that's where the Queen of Pentacles, and I say that because it's Earth energy. It's just an earth element is looking towards the past, and that's the way that they're gonna go. Maybe it's just too much. Maybe this is too much in their heart, but not in, because this is, or you see the bottom of what they're gonna do. All of this is real. Meaning they have money built up with this person, a family, they work together with them, they see them every day. This is the right thing to do. This is up in the air. This is all in their thoughts and their emotions, or in their heart. It's not grounded, and maybe that's the reason why the person is turned towards the past. The horse is going towards the way they know. They're going on the path. You know, they're walking towards the path. If this is a journey that they understand, doesn't make it right or wrong. There's no judgment here. You know, but the person, this Queen of Pentacles, does long for this Grand Signore. That's what I see for this reading.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add?
Nope. Those are all the energies I see. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, and you know, do with it what you will. We all have free will, which is an amazing gift. So take this information and, I don't know, enjoy it.
Bye.